Hey everybody, Blugoblin here for a comic book review for comics that came out at the beginning of August 2017. I want to thank y'all for watching. So, let's just get right to it. And then, after I'm done reading these books, I want to say a few things about what my plans are for this channel and for my Blugoblin X channel. So, stay tuned for that. So, let's start with IDW. We're going to start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dimension X #1. This issue was good. I mean, it was storytelling-wise, it was a nice introduction. But, brutally honest here, folks. Just telling it like it is. The interior artwork was pretty bad. and man, it was tough to read this. The interior artwork was really bad. Now, I haven't read issue 2 yet, but hopefully the artwork gets better. I had heard that, somebody had said that the artists do change in each issue, but then again, I don't know. I haven't read the next issue yet, but this one was okay. The artwork definitely hurts it though, but the storytelling was good. The writing was good. And the character development was there. It was there. It's just the artwork just made it really tough to read. But I'll be fair, and because the storytelling was really good, I'll give it a 3. Alright, let's move on to Marvel. We'll start Marvel off with Avengers #10. Mr. Wade, you're one of my favorite writers. Bar none. Goes without argument. However, you're tasked with writing tie-ins to a storyline that not everybody's fond of. And that can be tough on you. And I get it. But man, this issue just did nothing for me. Really didn't. If I could sum this issue up in one sentence, it is this. Taskmaster is a dick. I give it barely above a 2.5, close to a 3 at very best. Let's move on to Champions #11. Now, Mr. Wade, what I just said about Champions, Avengers, excuse me. I'm saying the opposite about Champions. This was really good. This was the new Champions lineup, which is 4 new members: Ironheart, Patriot, Falcon, and the new Wasp. And in here, it's basically the team examining and scouring through the wreckage of the former city of Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a barren wasteland. It is deserted. It is quiet. Las Vegas is in ruins. And what they're doing is looking for any possible survivors, and there were a couple of very tough moments in here for this new team. They find a plane crash, and they boldly go inside to see if there were any survivors, and without having to actually show what's in the plane, the expressions and the reactions from the group just told it all. Oh my God, that was one of the solid moments of this issue. And then that ending with the Patriot. Fantastic. This was really good, really dramatic, and very depressing, but still very captivating at the same time. Very, very well done. Mr. Wade, I salute you. This was good. Gets a 4 out of 5. Let's move on to Darth Vader, Volume 2, #4. Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camuncoli. This was good. This was really good. This is the dramatic conclusion to Vader's fight with one of the few remaining Jedis left. I knew going into this issue what was going to happen, but the only thing I couldn't predict was how it was going to happen. And honestly, my prediction was wrong. I I thought it was going to be a simple lightsaber duel with Vader luckily getting the win. That didn't happen in here. But I will not spoil how this fight ended. This was good. This was really solid. It gets a 4. Just barely gets a 4. Let's move on to Jessica Jones, number 11. This issue was fucking weird. Another issue where we focus on the bitch burger herself, Maria Hill. And we get this ridiculous intermission in the middle of the issue that makes it look like it's going back to the 60s style of comic book storytelling. And it just looks really, really weird in a book, and especially in a title like this. And that cliffhanger. What the fuck? But I'm saying what the fuck in a good way, because it was a really solid cliffhanger. I just remember, whoa, okay. Excuse me. But, yeah. Fucking A. Good issue. Solid. Loved it. I give it a 3.5, though. Spider-Man 19. I so want to call this Sensational Spider-Man or Web of Spider-Man. I really wish this title would get its own adjective. Peter's the amazing one. He's also the spectacular one. We could still call this Ultimate Spider-Man or Sensational or Friendly Neighborhood. I would really love this title to have an adjective. What are you reading, Spider-Man? Oh, what's Peter doing? It's not Peter. It's Miles. Oh. You mean Ultimate Spider-Man? No, just Spider-Man. Well, why isn't it called Ultimate Spider-Man? I don't fucking know. Ask Marvel. But anyway, I digress. This issue was good. The majority of this issue was Miles and his friend Gank discussing whether or not he should continue being Spider-Man after his last ordeal with Hammerhead. Miles figured out that he is able to take Hammerhead. He's able to take what he gives, but he's still... He was able to take it, but then again, it's not really saying much. He was able to take it, but he's still recuperating. So he can take it, but it's going to take him a while to bounce back. You know, kind of like that. But the majority of this issue was the discussion of whether or not Miles should continue being Spider-Man. There was a few other things in here, but that was the main focus. Was this issue great? Sort of. It was good. I wouldn't say it was great. I wouldn't say it was perfect. But was it horrible? Absolutely not. There was some good, solid moments in here. It's just not one of the stronger issues, and I'll give it a 3 around there. Alright. We're ending the Marvel stack with X-Men Gold, number 9. By the way, after I film this, I'll be filming the next episode of Blue vs. Gold, where we look at Blue and Gold issues 8. So stay tuned for that as well. But here we are at X-Men Gold number 9. All kinds of stuff is happening in here. Now, I am not going to ruin the cliffhanger. I can't. But I think the book did a horrible job of keeping the suspense there, because there were drops about who was coming back or who's stepping in and everything. Marvel did a pretty bad job of hiding the inevitable cliffhanger that we got. I kind of saw it coming, but I still won't ruin it. But what I will talk about is the tease of relationships, the tease of Kitty and Colossus getting back together, the tease of Nightcrawler and Rachel starting a relationship. The dynamics were there. The character chemistry, it was there, especially with Kitty and Peter. But there was one moment in here that just made me just go, ugh! And that's the scene in the courtroom where Kitty is seen holding the American flag, running into action. I'm like, oh my god, how fucking G.I. Joe can you fucking get? And now, don't get me wrong, G.I. Joe's fucking awesome, but This felt, what would be a good term for this moment? Patriotically forced. Let's go with that. And it felt just as cheeseball as when Spider-Man posed in front of the American flag in Spider-Man 3. It just felt patriotically forced, and it just, don't get me wrong, I fucking love living in America, but my God, I was like, when I see stuff like that, I'm starting hearing fucking Hulk Hogan's theme song right in my head. I am a real American, brother. It just, that part just made me cringe. But the rest of the story was good. It was solid. I loved the character dynamics. I loved the character interaction. The artwork was great. And I still am not going to spoil that cliffhanger. Damn. This was good. An easy 4 out of 5. Would have been a 4.5 if it wasn't for that flag moment. Ugh. Oh, shit. Let's move on to DC with Glare. Batman number 28. This is the next part of the War of Jokes and Riddles. What this basically did, this issue, it basically showed that Batman's really getting his patience tested to the point where it looks like he's losing control of his better judgment. I mean, the highlight of the issue was the fight between Deathstroke and Deadshot. God, give me a one shot of that. Fucking sign me up. I'll look at that. I'll read that shit. Deathstroke against Deadshot? Fuck yeah, sign me up. I want to see that. Put it on a death battle or something, or some one of these battle shows that they do on YouTube. Let me see that shit if they haven't done it already. But yeah, and then we see Bruce just fucking snap when he steps into the fight, and it looked like it was getting to the point where he was about to lose full control of himself, and there was the tease of him crossing that line. Oh no! But the stuff with Jim Gordon in the beginning of the book, that was fucking silly as hell. But sure, why not? But the issue itself was solid. It was good. I dug it. It was a great issue for what it was. I'll give it a 3.5 to a 4 in that area. Judge it for how you want to do it. Let's move on to Bombshells number 32. I fucking love this cover. The cover is so damn cute. Harley and Ivy don't have as big of a showing in this issue, but I gotta say, I'm worried that they're gonna go way too overboard with Harley's fourth wall breaking. We get it. She likes to break the fourth wall in this series. Okay, DC. Yeah, we get it. I'm really hoping that DC doesn't over-push that character trait to the point where it gets fucking old. Because there's a scene where, I will spoil this. There's a scene where Harley gets clocked in the head, and she starts seeing swirls in her eyes. So what is her recommendation? She reaches into her eyes and grabs said swirls and pulls the swirliness effect out of her eyes and throws them like ninja stars. I'm dead fucking serious. That is what Harley does in this issue. But the main selling point of this issue was the stuff with Raven and Trigon. That stuff was great. And Jennifer and I were joking about this book right after I read it. And, you know, there's something I've never really noticed until now. There is a huge emphasis on the differentiating size in all the women's boobs. I'm not saying this for perverted reasons. I'm pointing this out as a reader and as someone who's just now fucking realizing that this is going on. There seems to be a growth in the boobs when there's high emotions attached. I mean, especially with Raven. Oh, fuck. You can bounce a quarter off them tits. Shit. I mean, there's a point where it looks like some of the women's breasts are starting to grow larger than their fucking heads. I mean, it's ridiculous. But then we both looked at it and realized That's fucking hilarious. It was fun. This is fun shit. I'm not trying to be hateful, especially not on breasts. I mean, how could you hate breasts, man? Yeah. No man should ever hate breasts. But all kidding aside, all joking aside, this was a solid issue. Very, very well done. The Raven and Trigon stuff was fantastic. I give it a 3.5 to a 4. Around in that area. Oh, God. Green Lanterns 28. What the fuck was this? Okay, we are introduced to the first original 7 Green Lanterns from 10 billion years in the past. So you're thinking to yourself, this should be good. This should be a good history lesson for Green Lantern fans everywhere. Unfortunately, this issue gets weird. And let me explain one thing I noticed in here that just threw me off instantly. Simon and Jaybird are 10 billion years in the past. Why is one of the original 7 Lanterns using the word dude? I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody who existed 10 billion years ago is going around calling someone a dude. That right there was BS. But because it was only done once, I can forgive it over time. But if it gets to the point where we have these characters from 10 billion years in the past start talking modern talk, then the stretching of disbelief as far as this storyline looking somewhat logical goes right out the fucking window. It's not that hard to try and imagine how beings, whether they were from Earth or from other planets, it's not that hard to imagine how they could have spoken to each other so long ago. Nobody was calling anybody a dude back then. Now, some of the beings, how they talk to each other, it looked somewhat believable. But, you know, it is what it is. And I will spoil this. There was a fatality in this issue. But the way it happened, I was like, whoa, really? Okay. That was my reaction. I didn't feel shocked. I didn't feel stunned. I didn't feel any kind of emotional dragging down or anything like that. I was like, whoa, really? Okay. That was my honest-to-God reaction to the casualty in this issue. This issue did have its good moments, but my God, sometimes it's the littler things in the storytelling that are much easier to notice. And when they're noticed, but yet noticed in a bad way, that can really drag the issue down. Then again, that's just how I am. I give it a 3 out of 5. I'm being fair. Nightwing number 26. Get a nice reuniting with Nightwing and Huntress, but I'll be a fucking son of a bitch. You mean to tell me that because Dick and Sean, the former Defacer, didn't work out, we got to have the Defacer run right back into her life of crime, or at least tease it? What the fuck? Really? You couldn't drag this out? You just got to hot shot this fucking garbage that you're doing because she felt so broken by Dick's betrayal and by his dishonesty or whatever the hell it broke them up? Didn't take her hardly any time to even possibly come up with a thought of going back to her life of crime. What a fucking load of goddamn laziness was this. You couldn't let this drag out. You couldn't develop this character any further. Nope. Because they're not together anymore, boom, back to the life of crime. Bull fucking shit. I'm not even going to score it. Fuck it. Let's end this pile with Superman number 28. This is like the part 2 of the American history lesson from Superman. And I got to say, this was even better than the last issue was. This was really good. If I could sum this issue up in one word, it would be respect. This was very good. This was Americana and patriotism storytelling done right. This was really good. Solid 4 out of 5. Could possibly be my pick of this week. Alright, that's all I got for this review, everybody. Now, I'm going to keep doing what I do on this channel, but as far as my Blugoblin X channel is concerned, I think the Midtown Comic Stashes have gone on hiatus for a while. Now, what I want to do for that channel is get into wrestling talk. I want to do wrestling-related videos on my Blugoblin X channel. So if you haven't subscribed to Blugoblin X, I suggest you do it now because I'm ready to get back in the mood about talking about wrestling. And I figured the first couple of things I want to do, I want to try and squeeze in a SummerSlam predictions video. But if I can't find the time to do it, then I won't do it. I would also want to do a retro wrestling review, and I've already picked the first show I want to review for a retro wrestling review, and that is WWF King of the Ring 1998. And I think you all know why I picked that show first. So stay tuned for that. Will it be the return of the long, all but forgotten nerd wrestling review? Who knows? But that's what my plans are for Blugoblin X. Don't forget Arkham Asylum Studio, as well as Jennifer's channel, Lenore 2003. Y'all know about the shoutouts in the description below. If I got to keep telling you about it, that means you're not looking at them. But yeah, TheMtVernonKid, Deadpoolzilla, and Brandon Hex with respect as always. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later. Y'all take care.